Hey folks, my name is Vaibhavkejriwal and today we are going to build the personal assistant AI agent which has access to your email, your calendar and your contact information. And it can run actions through all of these combined and separately. I'll just start with a quick demo. So as soon as I clicked execute workflow, it took the last text that had sent it and within seconds, hi, how can I assist you today? This is the command that you need to send at the start of every bot, so that's a mandatory one. Now I'll send it another command. Get me my meetings for today and send an invitation to Sushant asking if he wants to get lunch tomorrow. I'll come here and execute workflow. It will start again. And this time it is taking the upper route because I sent a voice note. And it's done very quickly. Let's see what it has to say. We have two meetings scheduled for today. Meeting with Sam from 2 to 3 and dinner from 8 to 9. I also sent an email to Shant if he wants to get lunch. Is there anything else I can assist you with? Let's do one more thing. Add Sam's contact in the database. Keep the name as Sam and keep the ID as sam@gmail.com. And let me just execute this again. Perfect. Sam has been added as a contact with the email ID. Anything else I can help you with? Amazing. So now that we have seen what it can do, let us jump directly into the build. Now the first step will be adding the Telegram trigger. Since I've connected it through that, you can also use a chat trigger if you want on message. So connecting the credentials, basically you need to go and put in the access token. Base URL remains the same. For that you need to come to Telegram. You need to have a conversation with bot father. This is the start of the conversation and you need to create a new bot here. It will ask you for a name. Let's say personal assistant VK. Now let's do the username. So I'll just use personal assistant VK bot. Now I have it. Here's the token. I can use it and I can create a new bot and that will work the same. But I'm not going to do that as I already have one bot. Now the next step will be an AI agent. AI agent. So let me define that below, or wait. Let me show you a trick. I'll come to my bot and I'll say hi. And here I'll come to the demo bot and I'll execute the workflow. Now we have the data here for hi and I'm going to pin this so that I can use this test data going forward. Now I'm going to give it a chat model. I am okay with GPT 4.1 mini and I am going to now define the prompt message. So it is going to be this text hi which was there. It's a variable as of now and as we change the text it will change. So this is how it will work. I'll add a system message in some time. Now I'll add few more tools. First I'll add an AI agent which will be Gmail or email agent. Again, for the user message, I'll let the model define this parameter and I'll keep a system message that I'll add. For the chat model, I'm going to connect it with the same chat model and you can use any number of agents and connect it with the same chat model. It does not matter. Now I'm going to give it some tool. So now we'll go to Gmail. Now I'll show you how to connect the credentials. So you come here, come and sign in with Google and you need to connect it with Google Cloud earlier. You can do that first and then sign in with Google and it will just prompt a screen like this. I need to choose my account and then I can use the same account. So I'm going to use this current version. Resource message operation send. This is a send message node. So I'll say send email to will let the model define the parameter. Subject will also let the model define this parameter, and message also will let the model define. Now going to append n8n attribution. I'm going to remove this part so that we don't have a sign off at the bottom. This message was sent automatically by n8n. We don't want that. So that's this field. And now I'm going to add a get email tool. Now here I use the same credentials. Instead of operation send, I'm going to use get many. So it can take all the messages it wants. So I'll just rename it get email, and I'll let the limit be defined by the model. So this is my email agent. Now I'm going to add the calendar agent as well. Calendar agent. I'm going to let the user message be defined automatically, and I'm going to add a system message. Again, I'm going to connect it with the same chat model, and I'm going to give it a couple of tools. Calendar. Now again, you need to set up the same credentials for Google Calendar, just how you set up in Gmail. Same OAuth screen will be used. Now tool description, we will let it set automatically resource event option create. So this is basically create event. And from the list, I am going to use this one, which is my email ID. Start time it says now, and end time it says hours. So it's basically configured to create a meeting from now for a 1 hour meeting. But I'll let the model define this, and the same here as well. Now let's add another tool to get the calendar events. So I'm going to use the same resource event. Instead of create, I'm going to use get many, so it can get all the events. I'm going to use my own calendar. I'll let all the parameters be defined by the model, and I'll rename it get events. Now let's create another tool, which will be our contact agent. I'll let it define the user message by itself, and system message will remain empty for now. I'll connect it with the same OpenAI node, and I'll give it a couple of tools. So Google Sheets, same way you connect the credentials as you connect it for your Gmail and your Google Calendar account. Now this is get rows. So this will be get contact. Document, I have created an Excel template. Okay, let's start. Yeah, personal assistant, and there is a sheet called contact data, which I've kept it for here. I'll let it be this way, and I'll add another tool, and this will be same credentials. Now instead of get rows, we are going to do append or update row. This is basically if you want to add or update any particular row. Again, the document I'm going to be using the same, and the sheet I'm going to be using the same. Add or edit contact. Now our basic setup is ready. We need to give it another tool, which is the think tool. So n8n has this very cool tool called the think tool, which basically gives the agent a space to think about what it's doing, right? And if you can see the standard description, use this tool to think out something. It will not get information or change database, but just append the thought to the log. Use it when complex reasoning or some cache memory is needed. This is the basic one, or the basic description it has, and I'm going to let it stay that way. Now I didn't write any prompts, system prompts, and they are a bit lengthy, so let me just come back and put them here. Hey, I'm back with all the prompts. So if you look at this, I'm not going to the entire detail, but we have an overview section. You are the personal assistant whose job to send user query to the correct tools, Think email agent, contact, calendar, some rules, some actions like sending, drafting emails need you to look up contact information first. Use the think tool to verify you took the right steps. I've given a couple of examples. One is for email, where I've given the input, the action it needs to take, and the output. And same I've given for a calendar invite. So input, action it needs to take, and the output. And finally, I've given the correct date time because that's not accessible for the system, and it needs that if we have to say create an event for today, so it needs to know what today is. And similarly, for the other child agents, we see email agent, basic description agent to take email actions, and in the system message, I've just written an overview, the tools, send email, get email, and the current date time. And I followed the same here in the calendar agent as well. An overview, the tools, and the final notes. And I've given it some more notes. If the duration is not specified, resume it will be 30 minutes. The calendar timings are in IST. That's my local time so that it knows which time zone it's handling in. And lastly, the contact agent. Very same format, overview, and the tools it has. Let's execute this workflow from our pin data. See, we have the response. Now, let's see the output it gave. Hello, how can I assist you today? But it didn't go to Telegram because we didn't connect the response node. So let's do that. Let's go to Telegram, message, send a text message. For chat ID, I'm going to be using this Telegram trigger and using this same chat ID here. The text will be the output that the agent has given us. And then let me just rename it to response message. And let's execute the workflow again. So now we have got a message. Hello, how can I assist you today? The message is sent automatically with n8n. So this is the append n8n attribution I was talking about. Let me just go and remove it. Append n8n attribution, make it false. Now there's one more n8n functionality which is very cool. It is basically in the settings section. So we see here on error. So what should the agent do when there is an error? So currently the manual is stopped the workflow. We can do a continue as well, where we just pass the error message as item in the regular output, or we can just do continue using error output. So I'll just choose this one and I'll go back, and as you can see there are two nodes now, a success node and an error node. So I'll add an error node again. This will be again a same Telegram send message, send a text message, error message. Now I'll use the same chat ID, but since it didn't have a text, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the JSON for the error node. So it will be basically JSON.error. So since we don't have an execution for this, I've just written this, but if you see whenever there is an error message, this is how it will be stored. Similar to how the output message was stored as JSON.output, this will be stored as JSON.error. Let me just save it. Let me just put it here. Now let's test it again. Let's unpin the hi message. Let's save it and let's click on execute workflow. Now it is waiting for the trigger event. I'll just write, can you create a lunch meeting tomorrow with Sushant? Coming back here, we see this is working, and schedule lunch meeting with Sushant tomorrow from 1 to 3. If you need any other details or changes, please let me know. So if I wanted to change this to 12 or 2, I have to send the message again, or I can give it a memory. So here in this memory tool, I'll just give it a simple memory because that's what we need for now. We are going to, session ID is going to be defined below. It's going through the Telegram trigger, and it's going to be the chat ID that we saw here. I'm going to keep the context window as 5 because that's the base one. That's fine. We'll just keep it here. We'll just save. Now after updating this, now I'm going to send another follow-up message. Send an email to Sushant to confirm his availability for lunch tomorrow. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to ask execute workflow. So it has sent the message back. The email has been sent to Sushant to confirm his availability. Is there anything else you would like me to assist with? So let's just see all the events and calendar invites that this has created. So dear Sushant, I hope this message finds you and to check if you're available for lunch tomorrow. Please let me know availability at earliest convenience. This is the email. This is the calendar invite. Okay, so it didn't put a event title, so that we need to fix and we need to tell it. That's okay. And there you have it. This is your personal assistant AI agent. Now I did show a very complicated version, so let me just walk you through that as well. So this is the AI agent that we looked at. It's slightly different and it's a bit more complex, and I've not gone into the details, but I'll be sharing this and my Google Sheet template with everyone in my YouTube video, so you can just download it right from there. Let me just talk you through it. This is the same Telegram trigger we had, and I can send a voice note or a text message. So that's where we have the switch rule to use either the voice note or the text note route. Then again, we have the orchestrator or the main or the parent agent, which controls all the other agents like the email agent, calendar agent, and contact agent, right? It has the same response and error message nodes. It has its LLM, simple memory, and think tool. Next, it has its email agent, which has its subtools. It's email reply, label emails, create drafts, get email, get labels. Again, the calendar agent has delete event, get events, update events, and the contact agent is more or less the same. Now I'll just talk you through the prompts. So this is almost the same, just the basic version. Overview is the same, tools are the same, the rules are the same, instructions are the same that we have kept, examples are there, and final reminder. So this is more or less the same, but the slight difference is in the child agent prompts. Now that it has more tools, you need to call each of them: send email, craft, create draft, get emails, get labels, and so on. And same for the calendar agent. We have all the different tools it has: create event with attendee, create event, delete event, update event, and so on. So this is basically the more complex version of it, and you guys can use the same or you can tweak it basis what you want to do. If you have a different use case, you can also add different versions. You can add content creation or other things as well to this agent. The sky is the limit. Hey folks, that's it from my side. If you enjoyed the content, like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what you think about this video in the comments or any topic you want me to cover next. That's all. Bye bye. Have a good day.